What's up, y'all? So I made my day longer than it should have been just because I was second guessing myself. Still a profitable morning. In fact, I am in a trade right now, in a AMU trade. I decided to take AMU long right before I decided to do this recap. And the reason I'm taking AMU long is I saw it selling off. I always watch AMU, is on my watch list. So I saw it selling off despite having a strong push yesterday. And once we got to the $50 price, usually whole numbers act as support and resistance. I saw this indecision candle, and this red line is yesterday's low. So I took a position right here with a stop right below the low of the day. So my risk is literally about 4 cents or so per share. So I got in at 50.04. Actually, the low of the day is 49.97. So about 7 cents or so. So that's my risk, and I'm currently in this trade as I do this recap, and I'm hoping to take profit at this red line, which is a 200 moving average. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Anyway, so the first trade was on GIS, General Meals. They make a bunch of cereal and things like that. I don't eat cereal anymore. I used to, but nowadays I try to avoid carbs. But let's stay on topic. So where's GIS? Right here. So GIS was on my scanner this morning. It was gapping down, meaning that the price was going down because it missed its sales estimate, but it beat its quarterly profit but missed its sales estimate. So in the open, what I saw, and I'm disappointed in how I handled this trade, because this could have been a great trade and I could have been done with my day literally by 9:36, literally, in a Pacific Standard Time, that is. So in the open, I saw this big violent red bar, and I wanted to place a sell short order at this dotted line right here, which is a previous closing price, and which is also about the bottom 1/3 of this big red bar. Usually when we have a big bar like this, the lower 1/3, the price may come up to the lower 1/3 to the 50% mark of the big bar, but if it comes up to the high of the big bar, you're in trouble. So I wanted to place my order right here, but I hesitated. Yesterday was a break even day, on Friday was a losing day, so I didn't want to jump the gun. I wanted to have a profitable morning and manage my risk. So I didn't place the sell short order right here, and sure enough, it went up to that point and then it sold off. So I jumped in right here and I shorted the stock right here because the buyers were being ignored. The buyers tried to make a tiny comeback, and then boom, sellers came in, just took them out. So I shorted it right here. I didn't go my usual size. I went kind of medium, and my risk was gonna be this line, so about 50 cents. So I got in at 54.50, and my risk was gonna be at 55, so I was risking 50 cents, and it did go down, but I wanted more from it. I wanted more from it because, I usually, if I'm gonna risk 50 cents, I have to get at least $1 out of it. And so I waited. So this orange line is the 50 simple moving average, and it bounced off this level and it came back, and I got out for a small loss. So I lost about 28 cents on this. So that was the first trade. It could have been a winner, in fact a big winner. If I had a second guess myself, it could have been a big winner. But what can you do? So the next trade was on GLW, which was a second day play, because I traded this stock yesterday, and today it was on my watch list. It was on one of my screens. I was looking at it, and what I saw was this: we sold off in the open, and right here we started to lose all the moving averages and VWAP. The black line is VWAP, the volume weighted VWAP, the volume weighted average. Anyway, VWAP acts as support and resistance. So if we're below VWAP, it means the stock is weak. If we're above VWAP, it means the stock is most likely strong. So once we start to lose VWAP and these moving averages, I shorted it, and it went in my direction. I got in at 27.97. It went to 27.81, but I was not quick to take profit. I wanted more from it because yesterday it had sold off because it has decreased its forecast. It makes or smartphone equipment, I believe, for Apple, optics or something like that. So I thought we could at least get to yesterday's low, this red line, but we didn't. And once it came back up, I got out for break even. And after that, my third trade was on PTCT. PTCT, what I saw was we sold off in the open, and we made a move up. We VWAP this black line, acted as resistance once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, but despite VWAP acting as resistance, we didn't sell off. And I liked this bottoming tail. So this red bar right here, it means sellers tried pushing the stock down, but buyers stepped up and pushed it higher. And seeing that, followed by this green bar taking out this red bar, engulfing this red bar, I went long, hoping that we would pop through VWAP and make a new high, or at least test the high of the day, but that's not what happened. We came back to VWAP again, we rejected it, and we went down, and I got out as soon as the low of this bar. The reason that I was in the trade, when that was violated, I jumped out, and later on it did do what I thought it was gonna do. I mean, if we look on the 5-minute chart, like if we look on the 5-minute chart, it literally, hold on the 5-minute chart, actually never mind, yeah, well, it got above VWAP and now it's selling off again. And keeping my eyes on MU because I'm still in the trade, and MU is still looking good, is moving higher and higher. That is good. So after that, I took a stab at AMD, which is a stock that I'm always watching as well. It's on my watch list, and I tried shorting AMD. Yeah, I took a bunch of trades today. I tried to short AMD right here at 30.58ish, and the reason I tried to short it was we sold off in the open, and then we made a move up, and this black line VWAP, guys, VWAP is magic usually. So it got to VWAP and rejected VWAP, and now we came down. So I figured that we were gonna continue going down, so I shorted it right here, and no, that's not what happened. A green bar emerged, and then that green bar was followed by another green bar getting ready to penetrate through VWAP. So I got out for a small loss. What was this? I got in at AMD at 30.57. I got out at 30.66. So literally 9 cents per share, which is not much. So that was AMD, and now AMD is definitely selling off if you look at on the 5-minute chart. So when I trade off the 2-minute, but I watch the 5-minute and the 15-minute actually to see what's going on these two time frames. And so the trade of the day was OSTK. OSTK overstock. I've actually purchased furniture from them before. OSTK overstock. And so the stock was down about 7-8% in the pre-market because it announced that it's going to distribute freely Series A1 shares. So basically they're trying to raise money, so that's why they're offering shares to the public. So because the company needs money, people are thinking, the company is struggling, so who knows what's gonna happen. But what I saw was we sold off in the open. I'm actually proud of this trade. We sold off in the open, and then I saw this green bar just standing tall. It popped up from 15.51, again, half dollars and whole dollars act as psychological support and resistance. So we bounced off 15.50. It held this level once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, and then we had this green bar, just buyers stepping up. And then I saw this small red bar being ignored. So sellers tried to make a comeback, but nope, the buyers ignored them. So seeing this engulfing 2-minute bar, basically buyers saying to the sellers, nope, not today, took them out, I took along. And I was expecting a big move from OSTK because it usually moves by 298. It has an ATR of 298. So I wanted at least, a point from it, and the trade worked out. My plan was to cover at high of the day, which coincided beautifully with the 200 moving average, and I sold my entire position right there. I was confident in the trade, and I didn't take any partials along the way. I wanted to wait until we got to high of day, and that trade made my day. That was a big trade. I did take a stab at ADBE. So if we look at ADBE, which is actually a shame because it could have been a big winner. I did not take huge size considering this is a 277, but I bought it right here when I saw that we were getting above pre-market high. ADBE was on my watch list because it beat its quarterly earning and revenue, but the company has warned of a slowdown moving forward. So the stock was down, I believe 7, 8, 9, 10%, something like that. And I was watching it. It sold off in the open, made a big move up, and once we got above these moving averages, I was thinking about shorting it at the 200, this red line. But once it got above it and lost it and came back above it again, we got above these moving averages. I'm like, this thing is strong, so I went long right here, and it popped up by 2 points, but I wanted more from it. Usually ADBE moves by $6.63 according to FinFiz. That's its daily ATR. So I wanted more than 2 points out of it, but once we made this double top right here, we got to 279, and whole numbers act as psychological resistance and support. In this case, resistance. It rejected 279 and it started consolidating, and once we started going down, I just got out for a small profit. And yeah, so these are my trades for the day, and I'm still keeping my eyes on MU. Let's take a look at MU. Yep, it's moving higher. So far so good. I'm probably gonna keep this trade going for until it gets to this price, until it gets to the 200, or I'm stopped out. Despite or regardless of what may happen with this trade, it's gonna be a profitable day regardless. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go to the gym, get this workout in, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.